but we have to get the devices, in the hands now.
And that's just what, 700 or?
Yep, exactly. 700 megahertz. It's a 2-slot, which means that it's the technology is called TDMA, which stands for Time Division Multiple Access. And what that does is that the old technology was FDMA, frequency division. And so each one of those channels is that as somebody would talk, it would use up the whole pipe and go through on that same frequency. With time division, what it does is that two people can talk simultaneously, and what it does is that the computer grabs it and chops your voice into just tiny little segments. And so two voices can go through the same pipe at the same time, and it decodes on the backside. It's just that it basically increases your bandwidth is what it does. But so anyway, it's going to be 700, and we're going to get to it here. It's just it's a funds availability. Jennifer through 911 is purchasing a lot of radios this year and again next year to try to get them in the hands of those users so we can start a migration.
These are coming from
911, yeah, the surcharge fund. Yeah, that tower is a monster.
It is huge.
Yep.
I live near it. Yeah.
Yep. 395 feet, 399 with.
This time of year, shadows 2 miles north.
Really? Oh my
Wow.
God. Yeah, it's huge.
The question came up, why don't they have to have a temporary light?
I don't know. I mean, I know that.
They're working today.
Oh, are they? Yeah, because they have crew. They have like the construction crew came in, did all the construction. You had the ground crew doing all the that work, and then you had the construction crew. Now it's probably electrical getting everything up, and then you'll have the rigging crew after that. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty impressive process that it's in.
So as you were saying, the utility costs over there, we're going to have to address that. You're talking to
Through the commission, and through the commission and or 911, one way or the other will, because it's just gas and electricity over there. It's not going to use very much of either.
Yeah, I think I put that in here actually. Electricity under or did I add that? I don't think.
electricity.
Because we got the first bill, it was like 100 and.
Well, because we're already paying. No, maybe I didn't add that to this. Maybe I might have added it to the 911 budget. I know I added it to a budget.
We've been trying to move as much over out of the regular budget as we can.
Yeah, I think I put it in the 911 because it's housing the radio equipment, so, yeah.
Oh, that's right, we did do that. I do remember that because we talked about being a legal expense.
Oh, well, in the meeting at the end of the month, are you able to make it to that one?
Yeah, we should do.
So I'll be out of town, so I
Okay.
can't make it.
Thank
Okay.
you for coming.
Yep.
It's pretty exciting.
I can really wait.
I think all the contention's done.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
Oh, yeah. Well, like we said at that last meeting, things are going better than anybody anticipated, so happily.
Yes.
And this is a public hearing and budget approval.
Yep, yep.
Okay. Is there anything you want to identify on here?
The IT services labor is considerably, I assume that's gonna be a relatively one-time thing, or is that gonna be
That's
all
going
the
to be
time?
an all the time
All the
thing.
time. Yep, that's our
Contract.
Yep, that's our contract.
All right.
So the IT services labor and the software maintenance agreements, those will be every year.
In 2018 was so low on the improvement.
Because we didn't know what we were gonna spend. So we went low with the idea of, well, we'll just amend the budget when we have a better idea. But we have a different plan for
Yeah.
amending the budget now. Yeah.
That money at our last commission meeting, what we'd have to amend, the bills that have come in, things like that, there's about $35,000 in I shouldn't say unanticipated. We just didn't know what exactly those expenditures were going to be. We were fortunate enough a few years ago that the commission decided to start a contingent, basically a capital improvement fund that's sitting at about 50 grand right now. So that $35,000 will be
Covered by that.
yes.
Yep.
So there's not going to be anything additional out of this current fiscal year.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Well,
So, well,
this
and
year.
another reason why, so like under the general supplemental fund, county only,
Bottom line.
yeah, it's 11, I bumped it up to 11,000 instead of 5,000, which is the county, so 5,000 is what the county has been putting towards that infrastructure fund.
Which we just did today.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
and so, NGT said we should start saving money to replace the server in 5 years. And they estimated 12,000 a year should be put towards that. So I added 6,000 to that line for the county's portion. And then on the second page, under county requested the 22, or the 200,022 would be the county's portion of the entire budget. But that's why that line item went up is, and, you know, the commission will decide that on the 25th if that's what they want to do.
How old is the server?
It's brand new right now.
Brand
We
new.
just purchased one.
We want to start saving now so that we don't have to.
Because they're
budget for
estimating
it.
60 grand. It'll be, because the one we have now costs 41. They're saying, okay, well, in 5 years, it's probably going to cost about 60,000. So instead of getting 5 years down the road and going, oh, okay, now we don't have 60,000.
But the reality of the situation is that just because 5 years comes and goes doesn't, and they say that you should think about changing it. I'm gonna be-
Have to.
Right.
I'm going to be hard pressed to think that a $40,000 piece of, and it may be, I don't know. But it's one of those things, we're paying for maintenance and upgrades and everything else. Unless it gets to that near critical phase, I don't anticipate
Well, are you gonna run out of space?
things like, but we can buy space, you know. So those little things, you know,
But it's not to say, you know, say we save this money, we could spend it on other, you know, kind of like with this infrastructure fund. Originally, we were going to spend that on radio equipment. Then some of it's going to go to the
IT service.
IT services, you know. So,
It's money that's going to be sitting there so that when we get down to something like, you know, the money that we have sitting in that $50,000 is quite a blessing right now.
But the good portion of the overrun in the IT part of it was in the transfer from here to here. So it was a one-time fee or?
yes, yeah, that 35,000. Well, 10,000 of it was the actually tearing up the concrete and all of that, moving the shelter in. So 10,000 was for the radio shed, and then the rest of it is the IT stuff. I'm going to be sending out a detailed report of what that extra 25 is, but it's all stuff that was approved by the commission back in May, I believe. They'd given us an estimate at that time. So at
Estimate.
yeah, and actually it's right on. The overages that there was 4,800 in out of scope work and all of that. It's pretty much 911 stuff, so we're gonna take that out of the 911.
And that was
funds.
during the move, not having cable runs and all that other stuff that needed to be done to be able to run our equipment.
Carla?
Yes.
Under revenues, general basic, there's a line item called contract law enforcement. I went from 0 to 290.
It actually should be, $222,934.
222 and what?
222,934, because it's half of the total budget.
Okay.
Well, and this hasn't been approved yet either, so.
So it's more of a contract, services.
It's half, the county pays half the communications budget, and each city pays a portion of half of the communications budget.
So that portion there is coming from the cities?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On the back page of the sheet Jennifer handed you, you can see how it breaks down per community. That will change
I
again.
always have to cross-reference these
Nope.
pages so I understand.
That's good.
Because I've got another one down below that says city contributions $5,000, but that's towards the infrastructure.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, and then on this one, I added the
So that
11,000 there.
changed to 11,
Yep,
Yeah,
and ours from general basic will change to 11.
correct.
Does it all have to come on a general basic?
This, I think everything that is able to is coming out of someplace else. So, yeah, everything that's here has to come out of general basic.
Wonderful.
It's good news. Sorry, guys.
We're a little short on that general basic.
Yeah.
We're just down to 500 and some thousand.
No big deal.
Well, I think, I mean, we use our laptop, everything from, uploading stuff to our website and spreadsheets and Word documents. They need something that is in CD drive, DVD drive, and I need something that supports on. So, yeah, I think the last one is that 1,200.
Well, I guess I don't have any.
We have been the last probably year or two because I have an external hard drive so that I can push stuff out of this workshop and this is something that stays
No, it was nothing nothing's unexpected anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything about this process has
I told
been a financial surprise.
I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to
But going forward, service replacement would have been anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
Just talking about the safety center again.
yeah.
Yeah,
And we're kind of getting that.
right,
Yep.
right. Well, and, none of our stuff was considered in the building, so. But then again, if you asked anybody, nobody knew. They're just like, I don't know what it's gonna
Yeah.
cost, so.
And that
That's
was
just one
a
of those
tough part,
things.
months beforehand, like, so how much is it gonna cost this? We really don't know. It's like, so trying to get people locked down. We knew it was gonna be darn expensive.
Yeah,
We kept telling the commission, this isn't going to be a cheap endeavor. We're on the back side of it. We still have to move all the equipment out of the old LEC into the new. And it has to be an all at once type deal.
right. Oh, I was gonna ask you, so, okay, say, because we're gonna do the budget amendment to put that money, into that infrastructure line item.
Mhm.
Okay, so I was wondering if we should put more in there than we may need in case something else comes up that we need to pay for.
Well,
And then if we do that, and say we don't spend that money, would that go back to that capital fund? It wouldn't,
it would
It
stay.
doesn't go anywhere.
okay,
Yeah, I'd rather have you
Yes,
overdo than underdo, and
yes.
okay.
We need to do that just for something that we didn't, a $5,000 or $6,000 or $10,000 item, which hopefully, God, that doesn't happen, but.
Right,
But
but
by
we're
the
not
time
quite done
something
with this
pops
move,
up-
so
Yeah.
that's why I'm not really sure.
yeah, I'd rather have you overdo it, because it still stays in that fund,
Yes.
just because you move it to the budget
Yep.
It doesn't do anything, so.
Even after spending that
Okay.
35,000 out of their fund balance will be, like Jennifer said, about 24 something,
Yeah.
next fiscal. So it's still there, thank goodness.
So, yeah, I mean, as far as like the IT fund, I mean, I guess if you wanted to wait till the next fiscal year to start funding that, we could do that too. So, yeah, whatever the commission wants to do, it's just something that we need to think about planning for.
I would be thrilled if we didn't have to fund it this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, and given the situation, maybe it's not,
I'm guessing
It's
all
not
the
a-
cities are in the same position, or
it's not a critical need.
right,
know,
it's
right
just,
And it may not even be a need
Right.
as soon as you.
And it may not, that would be the intent, but,
But
we
you don't
also,
wanna get caught with your.
right, we don't want to get caught and say, hey, by the way,
down either,
we need $60,000 next year. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, and that's something maybe we can keep in the back of our minds to bring up to the commission and tell, if that's not something that we want to start this upcoming fiscal, then,
right. I just wanted
That's
to put it in
understandable.
here so you could see what it would look like if we did,
Yep.
So, yeah, that'll be
So when's your meeting?
the 25th.
Okay. So you'll get me an approved budget after that?
Yep.
Okay, so with,
and then Carla, I need to come in, on a regular meeting to do my last mitigation thing.
when would you like to do that?
Well, it's so exciting that I'm sure they want it. I don't care. Well, let's see, Tuesdays. I'm free the next 2 Tuesdays. You tell me what works best.
There's nothing yet on the 23rd.
It takes 10 minutes.
So do you want to do like a 9 o'clock or?
On the 23rd?
Yeah.
I would live and die for that.
Awesome.
I'm not worried about having to get up early to get there. You can put it off till 10 o'clock to make sure you get.
Yeah, that's true.
he works down in Hancock County in the mornings.
Yeah.
So early would probably be better than you just.
No, yeah. That was just me, just sushi. Nobody our age gets to sleep late anymore anyway, you can't do it.
I took a week off between Christmas and New Year, and by the time, like, the 1st of January rolled around, I was getting out of bed at like 8:30.
Really?
Oh my God. I haven't done that for years.
Yeah.
See, then I got sick right after that, so I think sleeping late
It was bad for you, too much sleep.
And what's it called? The mitigation?
Mitigation plan. Yeah, mitigation plan. I have,
Is there any action involved, or?
no. It's just that, like last time we did that, this is literally just a quick little voting on the projects. It's gonna take little time at all. Because that, the state has us in pending mode right now, because I still have to submit it, which is no big deal. But what drives me nuts is that, most everybody used the Council of Governments to go in, and this year, or this grant cycle, they didn't fund it. Well, the feds funded 75% of it. And it was like, close to $90,000 for a county our size to do. I cannot imagine what I did, and it's taken me longer than what I anticipated because of the communications move and stuff like that, and it's a lot of work, but I can't believe how you could use $90,000. I could have paid 3 people full-time wages to get that done. It's crazy. So, and they still wanted the counties to write a check. I'm like, it's stupid, why can't we just do it? So, there's like 5 of us in the state that told them to pound sand, we're not taking any of your grant money. Because then,
Yeah, grant money is a two-edged sword.
well, it was only a 75% grant. And so the county still had to pony up. It would have been a significant amount of money. It's ridiculous. Still would have been over 20 grand. And there was no in-kind match this year. Are we last? Is it? This it?
No, we got one more.
Ruth. Public health.
For us,
Okay.
we are, but you are.
The emergency management budget I submitted, I mean, nothing really changes on that, just so you know too. I mean, I'm getting a raise down there, so that will be just a small incremental thing. I don't know what insurance is gonna,
Department 70.
I don't know what, insurance is gonna do, so I just had my first meeting literally yesterday with the board, to do budget discussions, and we'll have our, next month, we have our emergency management meeting to finish that up.
Well, and I increased our medical like 10%.
Is that,
Is that
Sounds like the
about-
number, yeah.
That's what, they
Okay,
have
well,
not
that's what
given
we
me
typ-
anything from this year yet.
Okay,
and
that's
they said
typically
use
what it-
10.
they were
Yeah.
hoping today I talked to Ann down there, she's hoping today she might have an estimated increase.
They told me it'd be at least 2 weeks yet here.
Okay.
And I had, well, it would've been, I think that was Friday.
That's
That's just-
going out for bids.
Yeah, I saw that.
So then, I think they drag their feet a little bit more, because they know we're going out for bids too. So.
I suppose.
Put you at the back of the list.
But there's
Well,
not,
It's a
in a
group,
sense,
so I don't know.
I mean, we could end up staying right where we're at. So they shouldn't, you think that they wouldn't wanna get you too crabby.
well, and the insurance companies know that there's not a local government in this state or probably around the entire country that on the regular fiscal calendar that isn't doing budgets from November to just the first part of January, and how they always like, well, we'll get it to you in February. Yeah, that's always the biggest increase every year. It's ridiculous. And they're the ones that drag their feet. All right.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. We're up on the hill.
Yes, yes.
All right, have a good day. I looked in there, yeah.
So the other ones have to make sure she's here. Yeah, it's for the utilities at the new shed. Over here. Utilities at the tower. Electricity maintenance shed.
So, where's that? Oh, mine, right there. Oh, there it is.
I'll be right back.
Because he's on that board. That's what he would.
Controversy. Oh, yeah, we used to have the inside scoop on it, then, and it should. It is what it is. What do you call that shed?
I call it the tower shed.
Tower shed. I don't know if these doors open, you might get it.
We're firing him.
Again?
You know, is he sleeping?
He can't ever get his time sheet in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Don't pay him this time?
I don't remember standing one.
No, because we don't have one yet.
Oh.
Yeah,
I gotta ask you 3 questions.
and he forgot about it. Bringing it in. Okay.
That's when I started looking at hers.
For the nurses,
There was before this. There we are, 23.
I didn't say a word. So I think you've made my payroll clerk mad. Okay.
so they've still got their 300,000 in here.
Huh?
The nurses, what is it, 300 and some thousand?
It is 245.
245?
It's in
Oh,
the-
but you put 300 and some,
I
they
put
transferred.
350 from the nurses fund into general supplemental.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe that we can take out their request for a transfer
Yeah.
because they shouldn't need it. And I think we need to discuss with them working on building up their ending fund balance, so when they have a problem year,
Well, they had it kind of built up and we took it away.
Wow.
we didn't take anything away from them.
Well, I mean, we moved some of their fund balance, didn't we?
Oh,
No, we have never touched their fund balance stays where it is.
Well, what was it we moved then?
We didn't give
Okay.
them all a transfer that they asked for.
we'll probably stop by and pick it up sometime then.
But they were expecting having.
They were expecting
there
more
was a
money,
set- There was a set amount for the transfer?
and during budget process, we took some of that.
Yeah. All the 50,000.
But they're actually getting 100,000 more than what they asked for in the transfer by moving the benefits into general supplemental.
We're gonna have to ask them for a healthy increase anyway.
So they're trying to make part-time into full-time. Or a couple of them maybe. Didn't know they talked about it.
$242,000 increase over 2018's approved. Is that the 242 you're talking about?
Can I play with your book a minute? There you go. Because that got moved up here. The ones I crossed off. Like the book too.
You gonna play mine too?
No,
I was getting jealous.
I'm sure you were. No, that's not the right one.
So I show it going up,
Yep,
it shows up to here.
it's all here, what I crossed off.
Yeah.
So it's in their overall budget, but not in the general basic.
Well, none of it's in the general basic, but
Their overall budget's still going up. Well, their public health is going that way. Total public health.
should we call them? Is that an idea?
How come it's in two different ones, public health and nurses? Two different totals.
Is one of it,
I don't think it should be different. It should just, it's all.
General supplemental,
All the numbers are the same except for
is there
18 actuals and the
Is there
19.
$250,000 difference?
Yeah,
Because general supplemental is your other category. If you look at your first page.
Yeah. I just wonder why there's, usually it's a grand total.
the grand total. The
That's-
public health is just the 43.
Your call has been answered by a VIA IP office. Bruce Marchant is not available. To leave a message, wait for the tone. When finished recording, press pound for more options. Record at the tone.
Hi Ruth, this is Terry and Bill and Carla. We were wondering if you're going to make it for your appointment today, or give us a call if you get this message. Thanks.
I'm gonna call Julie Swenson.
We're going to make Julie the
How come there's-
administrator.
Your call has been answered by a VIA IP office. Julie Sorensen is not available. To leave a message, wait for the tone. When finished recording, press pound for more options. Record at the tone.
Hey Julie, it's Carla. I'm here with the Board of Supervisors, and you and Ruth had a meeting today at 1:30. Just checking to see if you're gonna make it. Thanks.
So under their general supplemental, how come the 2016, 17 is all zeros, 18 approvals all zeros, then we have a lot of department requests for 2019?
Because I just moved
And
everything.
that's the stuff you moved?
Yep.
Right, okay.
I was just talking to her, and I think she thinks they're reading with it too. So that's what she just said.
Oh,
It's at 1:30.
okay, so auto answer, just push the button. Hello. All right,
She was saying something.
both of them were calling.
Oh,
I can hear the background. We're on our way, we're on our way over. But they were both calling in separate lines.
You're stuck here like a switchboard out pretty much.
I didn't know how to answer the darn thing. Well, you push that button, then it rang, and it's like, okay. And I looked at it, it's on the other line.
Just kinda hung up on both of
Almost as
Well, you
good
don't want
as,
it running fine.
oh, I can't say her name, on the show was that on? She was the,
One ringy dingy.
you know, her name too, yeah.
Oh, Lily Tomlin?
Lily Tomlin, there you go. What show was that on?
I'm laughing.
Was that Laugh-In she did that? I
I've
wanted to
got,
say the Carol Burnett show.
I've
for some
got
reason.
all the DVD set.
Of
all the
Laugh-In?
Laugh-Ins.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious to watch it now because of all the old humor from the Richard Nixon days.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the Carol Burnett show, I love.
I love Carol Burnett, yeah.
Episodes of
She's
that,
great.
too.
Yeah, Tim Conway and Harvey Korman trying not to laugh. You know, poor Korman never made it. Old Conway would come up with something, and I guess a lot of it was just ad lib. He'd just come up with something stupid, you know. Mrs. Huygens.
Yeah, I think he had to bite his cheek a lot to keep.
Oh, yeah.
Laughing.
Yeah, Laugh-In. They had Goldie Hawn on it, right? Was it Laugh-In or was that?
That was Laughing.
Yeah.
You know, Saturday Night Live used to be that way.
Yeah, you couldn't watch it anymore. It's kind of like trying to watch one of the late night comedians. They just can't help themselves. The first joke they've got to do is something derogatory about Trump. I mean, well, their whole monologues are basically surrounded around it.
A political message.
Yeah,
Yeah, if they'd stay away from politics, it wouldn't be so bad.
I think they lost.
that's why they got rid of Jay Leno, because he was making jokes about Obama.
So I'm showing an additional 211,320 in the general supplemental, which makes it 561,957.
No, I've already got those numbers
It's already in there. Okay,
Yes.
It's
so-
already in the general supplemental, you just had taken them out of the general basic.
Right, out
So
of the
there,
nurses.
so at the end, we can subtract?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Out of the 1.2 million.
211,320.
Sorry, I didn't explain that very well.
211,320 is what I keep up with.
Oh, subtracting
Off the total.
what, this number from that number, you mean?
No, this from that, 211,000
Oh.
off of that.
Because I already had
You just double
one
it.
of them in the right spot. I just didn't have the other ones in the right spot.
Oh, I had it the others right.
You come up with 362,870.
You gotta take it off the top number, not the bottom one.
Oh,
Well, you gotta take it off of the 1.2.
Yeah, 1.223. You gotta take it
but
off.
then that added to the other still takes off the bottom.
True,
So
Sorry.
you did
Yeah, you're
both
right.
ways to get two numbers.
you're right.
Okay, so yeah, I did subtract wrong. 3, yeah, you're right, 60.
on our sheet?
The new one was 130.
Oh, I didn't get the new one.
Well, that's double top secret.
Oh, that's double top secret? Okay, better late than never.
So we'll just split the difference with you. We're a quarter to two.
Yeah.
Quarter to two, split the difference, we can do that. Okay. What do we want to do? You tell me.
She was explaining to us how she moved a bunch of stuff up to general supplemental.
Right, yep, starting,
So we were adjusting that on ours because it was still in the other part of it.
right.
So it was doubled up.
Yeah, that was after we,
Oh, you mean from, I didn't even change mine either, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there'll be some changes that we're,
I didn't do that, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
For next year, I didn't do that.
I have sheets up here that it shows you what I actually have in right now.
Okay.
Just, 22. So here's the expenditures. And I took out your transfer because you will have $350,000 extra in your budget from moving this money out of your fund, so I took away the transfer.
For next year?
Yes. Because you'll have an extra $350,000 here,
okay.
so you don't need the transfer. Because you're still getting an extra $100,000 because of the move with the benefits out of 43.
Okay, we're talking next year, right?
Yeah.
18.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Yes.
And, well, you did it this year too.
Well,
I
only,
took so like for the first December, it's 15,000.
but see, in December, you only took 2 payrolls instead of the 3. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I saw that right.
Yep.
Okay, because we had talked about that after the first one had went through.
Right.
So, and that would have been too much paperwork, you said, right?
What do you mean?
Well, because you didn't take the first one out, you took.
I just switched it when
You talked to us, right?
I talked to you, and then just doing it going forward. I'm not gonna go backwards.
Okay,
Right.
that's what I thought, okay.
So on the revenue side then, from general basic,
That will be gone.
that'll be a zero then?
That'll be a 0.
Because we've, trying to see where, just wanna make sure we're gonna be balancing.
They'll actually have 100,000 more than what they asked for with the transfer by moving the money into the general supplemental.
And what were you moving again? I can't remember. FICA?
Egbers and health insurance.
Okay, my question is though, just, even though that says that, that's the amount. How, I'm not guaranteed that same amount of income, you know, because I don't know what's gonna happen with the MCOs now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So do I wanna say nothing for county funds?
Well, you're gonna have $350,000 more in your fund than what you did.
To work
Okay.
with, and that should cover whatever we need, don't you think? I would
You
hope
say
so.
in
I hope
their
so.
Fund.
Fund
Cash
43.
balance.
In their fund 43, in their cash balance. Not necessarily in their cash balance, in their budget,
Right,
it will open up,
that much extra for us.
yes. Well, and technically in your cash balance too, because that money will not be coming out of their fund, it's coming out of the general supplemental.
Okay, so on the revenue side,
Mm-hmm.
we're scratching the first line.
Yep.
And where does it go to?
It just is going to be a zero.
So this has to
But I mean, to balance things out, doesn't there have to be an increase somewhere else?
No, because.
You're scratching it out of their budget, but it stays in the general supplemental, right?
Right, so
I
they're
mean, the
going
general
to be,
basic.
they're gonna be paying less. They're not getting more revenue, they're gonna be paying less out of their fund.
Right,
So they're paying $350,000 less.
so it's actually gonna come out of, you take out of the,
So really, the 245, 738 of general basic will still be,
So we'll leave that money in the general
yeah,
basic.
I mean, yeah, but yeah.
where's the,
And they still,
expenditures.
they're getting $100,000 more than what they asked
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
because of the transfer. Or the transfer of where we're taking things out of.
Where does it show that?
It doesn't.
Okay,
it's,
it's just that we're reducing their overall cost.
We're reducing
right,
their
because it would come out of there, it would, the
We're
line
reducing
for your
their expenses.
So
expenditure.
look at the budget I have for you on the table.
Right, I'm on page 49. Oh, right here, okay. So you're, on my revenue, you're gonna take the 245 out.
Right.
But what he's saying is he wants to know where you're gonna counteract it in the expenditures. So my expenditures for like my FICA will be gone. My expenditures for IFRS will be gone.
We just
And
crossed
where
those
will
off.
that show up somewhere else?
I don't know what you're saying
Well,
to me.
somebody's gotta pay for it.
General supplemental's paying for it.
Yeah.
And where is that?
General supplemental,
In this
just,
book, where is that gonna show?
You mean like the tax money will come in to general supplemental?
So it's just gonna be up here, but, is there,
I wanna make sure.
on the revenue side, should there be showing general supplemental transfer or whatever?
It's like my account. I don't show any general I just take money out of general supplemental. There's no, the only revenue that goes into
fund
general,
balance just got smaller.
yes. The only tax money the only money that goes into general supplemental is tax money. So everybody that is you, me, the recorder, the sheriff, all of our benefits come out of general supplemental. And theirs just didn't before, and now they are.
Okay.
Are you including like Sheila's line item for that,
Anything
FICA?
FICA, IFRS, or health insurance will come out of general supplemental.
Same with Ron's too then?
Yes.
Okay.
It's already been changed.
Is there winds out there? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm talking to
I
myself.
mean, as far as the MCOs go, that they're gonna go away from it again now, or?
No, they won't go away from it.
Doesn't sound like it. The governor was talking today, and you had it on the radio. I heard a little bit of it. It's, an election year, and so they're really saying that they've got somebody new to run that program, and that they're gonna try to make sure that everybody gets paid the way they should be and all of that, but, you have to wait
And
and
it's
see
still
what
a good
happens.
thing, but errors had been made and blah, blah, blah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we knew that.
And see, and our biggest concern is United Healthcare, because the other MCOs, we have to send in pre-auths, and they give us authorization to see people. With United Healthcare, they don't want pre-auths. They wait and then on the backside come in and ask for charts, and then they deny payment, and that's what they've been doing. And we have not had that many
We
United
don't have any
Healthcare,
on the United Healthcare.
but we will have.
We do now, starting in December.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that's the scary part.
yeah.
So how do the people that are afraid of not getting elected again think that this is good?
God, no, I don't know.
I don't know.
Haven't you talked to that brick wall?
Yeah.
And it's not just our county, you guys, it
Oh,
is
no,
the whole
it's the whole
state.
state.
It is the whole state. I mean, at least-
When you don't decide not to vote for somebody, that you can't write in and tell them why.
Yeah.
I guess you can, but.
And I guess the thing is I'm at least getting paid.
Mhm.
I went to that meeting in December, and there's people that are not getting paid at all, and have had to take loans and personal loans out to make payroll.
You do a great job
So,
getting.
I mean, I may have to pay a couple $1,000s back, but at least that's not getting paid. I mean, I'm getting something, you know.
Right, because sometimes they overpay us.
Yeah, and they've overpaid me 3 times, and I'm just waiting for them to catch me on the other 2. They've caught me on 1, and I'm just seeing if it's sitting there. I know who they've overpaid me on. I'm just kind of waiting to see.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
so it's just, it's a game.
It is.
It really,
No,
truly is
it's
a
a
game.
money game. It's,
Yeah, it certainly is, Bill.
I just wonder how big the check is that gets mailed to China all the time.
Well, and the thing is, I think too, that now, you know, United Healthcare they were gonna be the ones who pulled out last December. And now they didn't pull out. Because they took their time to get it. I think that's a plus. But now AmeriGroup has got bombarded with all these people, and they don't have people, they're trying to hire people. That's why some of our people have gone back to the old IME way.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people have said it's gonna be April when they're gonna start going back to AmeriGroup. Those are pre-auths, so, and right now then my people are split 50-50. So I have half are United and half will be AmeriGroup.
And they're looking for another
And they're,
MCO.
yeah,
And so far, I don't think they've had any
no one
takers.
has applied.
Because of the way the whole thing works, it's why it was the way it was, that it's written in the
Mhm.
beginning. It's because it's not a real profitable, in a sense,
Right.
private.
They're hurting the elderly, the disabled,
Yeah,
and the mental.
and they're getting sued.
Yeah, and I know they have at least one lawsuit out there right now for the state of Iowa.
Didn't somebody die because they didn't get the care they were supposed to
Yep.
get? I can't remember what the details were.
He is a quadriplegic. He had 24/7 care in the home. She worked, so someone came and sat with them. The MCO said it wasn't necessary, he needed to be in a facility, which was more money. No facilities would take them. And so they cut his services from 24/7 to half, and she feels that that's what it was.
We have a lot of children that are being taken care of too, not by us necessarily, but with 24-hour care, and the MCOs are cutting back. They're contacting the families and said we will no longer provide that. So what's gonna happen in that case? We're gonna have children dying.
So,
And someone besides us is gonna have it on their conscience if they have
Exactly.
one.
yep,
Yeah, exactly.
so,
Has your board approved your budget then?
no, we don't have a meeting until the 19th.
Yeah, it's this month,
Yeah, it's this
not
third,
this, next week.
next week, yeah. So whatever Friday that is.
And, we'll have to redo everything anyway.
Because I'll have to take all that out, because I didn't even think about it today, sorry.
That's okay.
Can we have this, Carla?
I-
Copy or no?
You want to send, can you email me one?
I will, yeah.
That would be
I'll make
awesome,
one for you.
Okay, that'd be good.
because I kind of wrote on this one. Oops.
She already wrote on your copy.
Well, then just take it.
It's only one page, I just put a 0, because I thought it was mine. Looks the same.
That's all right.
All right.
Okay, question about this year's budget. I know she's moving money, but I know I'll probably have to do an
And you know
amendment.
what, that isn't right yet either. I've been making notes on mine
Okay,
here, so.
Oh,
The one in front of you isn't even completely correct yet, so.
okay.
this one or for this year's budget?
The one I've got on the table.
Oh, this one, okay.
Yeah, that's not right yet either. so-
Okay,
So we probably don't want to take it.
No, I will, once I get it, after all the budget meetings are done, I'll do all the corrections and send everybody out what their new budgets
Okay.
are. So, just know that you need to take the
FICA and health insurance out, okay. And then I can give them a rough estimate
Mhm.
for next year, okay.
And I don't know if you guys, what you put in for health insurance, but we've been saying 10%.
That's what I did.
Okay, good.
So,
The only thing I see is, you've shifted some salaries, one line to another.
right.
Back and forth.
And did I put those 2 new hires in?
I thought so. You put the rental in too, didn't you?
Oh, heck, I don't know, I did it a while back ago.
Well, it shows under one part, there was salaries went from 144 to 213, but then the part-time went from 100 to 59
Right.
on the next line. So it went up in the full-time.
Oh, because I have 2 people, I think you and I have talked about this, I have 2 that are retirement age,
And we think,
full-time, and I think one is probably even closer now, before even next year.
and we've had a part-time aide that's been working 40 hours a week for the last 3 weeks because we've been short. So,
And then with that, we'll have to adjust.
right, we've talked about this, I know, Terry, when you were at our meeting, about, I mean, we're competing with all the entities around here are starting out at $15 an hour for a home care aide. The care centers, the other home healths, was it Worth County that had to up their wage because for nurse and aide, they can't get anybody. So we're gonna have to be competitive if we wanna get.
Yeah, they got a hospital on each side of them.
And yeah, the rental.
So, I mean, even Buffalo Center, they've had to up theirs. And they've been using agency staff, and if you're using agency staff, you're probably paying $35 an hour for a nurse or more, and then probably at least 25 you're paying to that agency for a home care aide.
And that's like a Grape Tree or whatever, if they come in, contracted out.
So,
That's the only thing different that I see, and why you asked that is because I know I have 2 that are retirement age up there in the full-time. And what those 2 make, and then, I don't know, we have to do something down here.
well, we kind of thought, the 2 that are retirement age are up there in wages, which would kind of equal out when we have to make an adjustment for the other ones that have been with us. And I think we can make that work. And also, we're probably, right now, our census is a little bit lower, so we probably would shift one into the full-time position and not hire a part-time right away, because honestly, without getting benefits, it's really hard to hire anyone anymore.
Well, most people that you can hire are good enough that they can get jobs with benefits. I mean, it's the ones that are part-time that may not always be what you want.
Yeah.
Right.
As far as, they want more, usually the ones that are good.
Right.
Your part-time people, do they have the ability to set their hours more, or is it pretty?
It's much determined by us.
Because that's usually, if you get a part-time person, it's only because they want to be flexible.
Right.
So if that was your question about the wages, is that?
And there was another category that had gone down, but that's probably from your retirement.
What's that one?
And you're talking $15 an hour for home health trades. We've got several that are making less than that.
All of them, except 2.
And I'm not saying that we have to bump them up to that right away, but we need to bump them up some.
Well, if you start hiring new people for that position.
Yeah, see, and that's what happened to me, is that I hired, before, someone got hired shortly before I took over, and then when I hired the next person, we've never had a grid on a hiring grid, which I was always used to, and so I couldn't find anything And it was kind of my fault because I hired that person higher than the person that was hired before, and she had just as much, if not more, experience. And so she came to me, and she goes, I'm okay, but are you gonna hire anyone else more than me?
Otherwise, when I quit and come back and have you rehire me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, they do know that. I mean, it's not a good practice.
I guess I did put in there a new, in case we needed a new office person, because right now Vicki and I are taking over Jody's. We did put that in there.
Mhm. And at this point in time, everything is running
Everything's
pretty smoothly.
Yeah,
You're busy,
yeah,
and then sometimes Rhonda helps out too.
yeah,
which
Rhonda's
helps.
helped a lot.
Well, I'm just noticing, like on page 50, you dropped one set of salaries from 355 to 310.
What's that at?
Give me the line item number.
That's 10,000. It's 004323 3040
Oh, okay, that's my full-time nurses, okay. What happened there, let me look here. Ruth got moved up. Okay, as the administrator. And then Dee left. And Louise left. And so I could hire Crystal and Melissa at a lower wage. And then my part-time nurse was also, Deb was making more than she was.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit lower too.
That's the only things I noticed.
Busy. And I guess it won't probably matter whether you had the rental in there or not.
Yeah, the rental, I already have it in here.
Is it there? Okay.
Yep. The rental, and I had utilities
Combined, okay,
combined, yeah.
all right.
And then I haven't heard anything about the renter's insurance. They never got back to me on that, Carla, at all. Missiles. Yeah. Because, I had to call them and take the sign off. And she was going to talk to, was it Mike up there? No, what's his name up there? Mark. And they never got back to me.
Try her again. Usually they're pretty good about that.
Mhm.
So I don't, maybe.
Because I don't know I don't know when you guys see that bill.
Chris actually just got our renewal, so maybe after you're
Maybe
done
it's
here,
up.
go talk to Chris.
And maybe it's on there.
But yeah,
Okay.
I would just call him again if Chris doesn't have anything on her paperwork.
Okay. Because I put that in there too. I just put rental insurance under where we had the sign. I put that in there. Any other questions? Okay, my question is about this year's budget, and I don't know, I haven't really talked to Carlos, so I'm just kind of throwing it out there. My fund balance is at 34 right now, and I know you and Ruth talked. I know I probably will have to amend my budget, because I don't know what's gonna happen, and I know we don't have any money, because you guys only allotted us 50.
Yeah, and I talked to Terry a little bit about that and kind of was trying to figure out what can we reasonably ask for,
I just don't want it to be a big, I want to keep it as.
I thought we were pulling things out of other.
Well,
yeah,
that's the other thing is.
You are, but I have to still ask for an amendment because you only allotted me 50.
Right,
So I have,
right.
but I don't wanna do it.
You'll still have 180,000 that comes out of general supplemental that did come out of your fund.
Okay, cause right now, if you look at my fund balance, it's 34,000.
So the stuff that you moved,
Yeah.
it's gonna be for the second half of this budget too?
Yes.
Alright.
So that's why I say, should we wait closer to the end? Cause right now, when you look at it, cause after I got my budget sheets and I balanced for last month, I'm at
I
34.
don't have any money from the general fund to give you. That's the problem. There's no extra. So, I mean, we're gonna have to do a budget amendment anyway to move the money out of.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, do I have to do that?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm
We'll
saying.
do that in April.
Okay, I didn't know if I had to do another one, that's what I'm asking.
I will do one amendment in April.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm asking.
So
Okay.
their fund balance should grow by
Their fund balance should grow because
Right,
108, or what is it?
I think it should be about $180,000 that we're taking out of general supplemental.
so that, I don't have to you know how like last time I had to, when I would always do a budget amendment, you would say, well, look at your payroll, how much do you think you're gonna need? I don't have to do that, you're gonna take care of that
I'm gonna
part.
take care of that move from
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
to Fund 2.
Okay,
So, will my fund,
The 180,000 that you have budgeted
right,
to come out is
Right.
not going to come out.
right, but what I'm saying right now, my fund balance looks bad. So I wanna be able to explain it to my Board of Health that it will be coming,
The demand on that's not gonna be as much.
yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what I wanna try and explain to them next week, cause they're gonna ask, oh, you only have 34 in there, what's gonna happen? Well, this is what's gonna
In
happen,
theory, it should be 204.
yeah. Okay, that's what I just wanna explain to them. And that we don't have to have a.
I mean, you're still gonna have to watch what you spend.
Right, exactly, yeah, that's what I'm saying, I knew that, I just wanted to make sure I didn't have to.
And we still have to do the budget amendment just to account for everything.
Exactly,
Yes. But I really hate to do a budget amendment while I'm in the middle of this.
right, and that's,
It's
yeah,
too much going on.
that's okay.
oh, that's okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't have to do anything for you.
No, I will take care of that.
Good, cause
It's on my
we got
my list.
Cause we've got to throw this in there.
Oh. I'll do this.
I know. Oh, here it is. All right, so then I'm score then.
I thought you were asking.
No.
No,
Okay.
I was just asking what I had to do to move that is what I was, and I didn't know if I had to do anything.
No, you're good.
Okay. Cause you know how like we always had to do that before?
right.
That's where I was
And if you
confused.
were doing a regular amendment, yes, you would.
Okay, that's what I said.
This is my deal.
That's
Right.
it.
Yeah, and we didn't want to have to come here twice.
Yeah, I didn't want, or 3 times, or 4.
What?
Well,
That hurt.
We like you guys, but, yeah, we don't want to have to come up and ask for money all the time.
Well, I think it's a good solution, what we've come up with. And
well, and I didn't realize that that's how it could have been. Cause as long as I've been here, it's always come out of that.
me too. I was just, when I was looking at it one day, I was like, you know what we could do? That's what we could do. So I'm glad I thought of it. I'm glad that it works, and I'm glad that it takes some pressure off your fund. And
Now, do you want to talk to the MCOs for me?
nope. I'm at my limit. I'm done with you.
Yeah. I just wish they would, I don't know, I guess.
It's just we all need to call our legislators.
Yeah,
and governor and
I've
make sure
talked to
that-
mine and they don't seem to care.
No, because they think
Because they're
it's,
broke and.
They're broke.
They
Well, yeah,
just
they're-
part of the problem.
They may even be broker than us.
but the thing is they're still giving the MCOs money. When I went to that meeting, yes, when I went to that meeting, it's just like, and there was one gal that, this is a profit place that they have, and they had, I thought she had 35 people, she said, that they see. And this is down by Polk. And, they have 200,000 to make payroll. And they see people that are in the home 24/7. And she had to go get a loan. And, she had been on the phone with the new director of DHS, and what do you want, you keep telling me I need to keep seeing these people, but now you just want these people to die in their homes. What do we need to do? So,
Well, sometimes you almost wonder if that isn't their goal.
well, she flat out and asked him that.
I mean, the only way they can save money in their budget is to not pay for a whole bunch of things. And if they put it off onto the MCOs, they've taken the responsibility off the people at the state on making that decision. And then,
I will say the Iowa Health Association has helped me out a lot. I finally got a hold of a contact down there, and he's been, that's all he has done since this has been a mess.
Right, and the referrals we're getting, a lot of them are not appropriate even for us. Because what's happening is to trickle down. You have the hospitals who have people sitting in the hospital. They don't qualify for Medicare, or they do qualify for Medicare to go to skilled nursing somewhere, nursing home or wherever. But if they don't have that backup of Medicaid, the nursing homes won't take them because they know they'll be stuck with them and they're not going to get paid. So then it comes back on us. So they're asking us to take care of people that we should not have in the homes, that we can't provide the care they need. So it's really, it's a snowball effect.
There is one good thing that I see on the agenda, we just read it yesterday, that they're thinking, how it used to be you could go back 3 months on Medicaid, and then they took that away, and it was only a month. I think now they're going to go back to that because
they're getting too much static about it.
Yeah.
So you have a bunch of empty beds in the nursing home, and you have people at home that are suffering.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Well, that was painless. I even brought my calculator this time. Thought I was gonna have to add lots of numbers or add up.
Well, you will at some point.
No. Yeah, Carla's gonna do it for me. I just heard her say that.
It's called auto sum.
That's right.
All right, thank you.
All right.
thank you.
Sorry we were late.
Well, it wasn't because you were
Just
just,
talking about you ahead of time.
Oh.
It was probably not good either.
No, we were just talking about the transfers.
Oh.
yeah, we just started looking through your budget ahead of time, got practice for when you were here.
Oh, see?
Save time, huh?
Yep.
I didn't even do my homework. Sorry.
Otherwise, my head would have been spinning when you got here and we were talking about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's the money person, not me. But I do understand what Carla's doing, and I appreciate it. That was great.
Yeah.
Really helped us a lot.
Oh, and then whenever, I'll just tell my board that that's what we're doing for next year and.
And we are cutting wherever we can,
Yeah.
But there's only so much you can.
And hopefully with this, you can start to grow a fund balance. So when you do have a rough year, that there's cushion there.
Right.
Well, see, and that's what we had, and then all of a sudden, it was gone.
Okay.
Alrighty, thanks, guys.
Hi, how are you?
Good luck.
Oh, yeah. It's quiet today, it's not an MCO day.
Yeah.
It's Wednesdays usually.
Hey. I'll show you something really neat.
Well.
And there was only 2 today.
You getting the flu?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I should see what time he sent it to me. When I put
I
it
tried
on,
calling him, but his phone went right to voicemail.
and she asked if I'd heard from him, and I looked, and I didn't have any messages, but
Get
then,
nervous, last time a supervisor didn't show up, Willie was
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Well, you know, I mean, I'm like,
yeah.
she misses a meeting every now and then, but usually he tells you.
I guess it was at 7:57, he sent it to me, but I missed it.
Oh, really?
So you know how you
Well,
were saying
there.
about the phone
Yeah.
thing? It's on her mileage checks,
It's on the mileage checks.
but it's probably showed up all on one. It
Okay.
probably all showed up on mileage,
Sure.
but it's separated out. So
That's
she
what
did get paid for it.
She
It's
did.
just,
We just didn't know where to find it.
You just didn't, yeah.
Sure.
So like, this one is. Here's 2 months, so she has two,
Okay.
and there's her mileage.
See, I
So
never knew what to claim back on that. So we just claimed it all. You know, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, so we just didn't want it.
So, just so you know, I wanted to show you that it was
Great,
there.
thanks.
Yep.
Well, you start at 9?
9 to 11, or 9 to,
We have our mental health thing,
That's
I know
Tuesday.
tomorrow's Wednesday.
tomorrow's Wednesday.
Wednesday, yep.
Yep,
So
tomorrow's
yeah,
at
we
9.
start at 9 till noon,
Noon, yep.
and then I have meetings in the afternoon in Mason City, so we'll convene until what, 10:30 on Thursday?
Thursday, we have that mental health meeting in the morning, and then hopefully it'll be over by 10:30.
I forgot